You just top decked Risebell for the best hand ever. I wanted to do an archetype discussion video with you guys on an archetype that I've been kind of fiddling with, sort of on and off for the past while now. It's a really old archetype that, as far as I can tell, really hasn't been doing anything in the meta since it first came out in Absolute Power Force, and that's the Incas. The Incas are a synchro summoning deck that focuses on using level 5 monsters with Fire Ant Ascator and Supe to synchro a level 6 monster and a level 8 monster called the Sun Dragon Inti and the Moon Dragon Quilla. As soon as you can get these two boss monsters out, they create a loop that's basically sun to moon, moon to sun, where when one is destroyed, the other one is special summoned from the graveyard. It's really amazing when you can get this combo off, because with one of them is a 3000 beater that when it's destroyed by battle, your opponent takes damage. One of them is a 2500 beater that when it's destroyed by battle, you gain life points. So long as you can get the loop off, it's really easy to just beat your opponent down. It's got a lot of problems, though. The first problem that I really noticed was that you need level 5 monsters that can swarm the field fairly easily to be able to synchro with, because that's the easiest way to synchro summon these guys is with level 5 monsters. But all of the level 5 monsters that I've seen, most of them special summon with a Cyber Dragon effect, which requires you to have no monsters on your side of the field, which that leaves you very vulnerable turn 3 onwards. And it's not normally a good idea to hope that they kill your boss monster just so that you can get out a second one. Another problem I noticed with these guys is they're very vulnerable to banishing effects. Deprison, Bottomless Trap Hole, even Defisher and Macrocosmos, but those ones not so much, especially since they got hit. A third kind of minor problem I've noticed is you need to draw into Fire Ant Ascator and or Supe. There's not too much that can consistently search these guys out to your hand. All of these problems are addressed with a new archetype coming out in Primal Origins. If you're keeping up with what's coming out in Primal Origins, you probably already know about it. It's the Artifacts. Artifacts, if you don't know about it, they're level 5 monsters that set themselves in the back row, and when they're destroyed by a card effect during your opponent's turn, they special summon themselves, and as they're special summoned, they get different kind of effects. They have a rank 5 Xyz boss monster named Artifact Durandal. That Durandal's exactly what this deck needed, aside from the level 5 swarms. But basically, what I've taken a basic artifact deck, and I've splashed in 3 Fire Ant Ascator and 3 Supe, plus a couple of Oracle of the Sun for added defense and search power. And it's really powerful. I mean, as soon as I draw into either Fire Ant Ascator or Supe, I almost immediately go for either the Sun Dragon or the Moon Dragon, depending on which one is available. And that's an immediate threat to your opponent. Quilla, not so much, because she's only 2500, but people tend not to read cards when they're in a hurry and when it's something that they haven't seen before. And with Quilla, when they run over your 2500 boss monster, you gain life points from it. Normally more damage than you actually took, or more life points than you actually took as damage. The other one, being a 3000 attack monster, they're going to want to kill it through other means, considering not a whole lot gets over 3000 damage by battle. And the most obvious response would be for a Deprison. If they're focusing on deprisoning your 3000 attack monster, they may or may not see that you have a Durandal sitting there on the field. Durandal's effect says that when your opponent activates a normal spell, trap, or monster's effect on the field, you can turn that effect into destroy one spell or trap card your opponent controls. Well, that's no problem because all of the artifacts get special summoned when they're destroyed by your opponent's card effects. You will keep getting these effects, and your boss monsters will stay not banished. And also, if they use something like Mirror Force, who even cares? The other one's going to get special summoned in a second anyway. I just thought that it was a really, really good idea to combine these two, and I haven't seen anybody doing it. I personally think it's because people kind of forgotten that that Incas were a thing, and people think that they're bad. I think that they just needed this kind of support. And you know what? Even if you don't draw into Fire Ant, Ascatur, or Supe, then just treat it like an artifact deck. Set 5 back row, set your Malevolent Catastrophe, swarm the field, make whatever rank 5 you need for the situation, and just wreck their shit. Anyway, the biggest reason why I wanted to show you guys this is because I seem to be the only person who has had this idea. I mean, I haven't seen... I've Googled this, and Google hasn't found anything about this idea. That's how alone I feel with this. I really think that if somebody else but me is looking at this, somebody who actually has good deck building skills, then this can really be really, really good, I think. So I just kind of wanted to get this idea out there and see what you guys thought about it. Also, just kind of as an added note, if you don't care about my channel, you can cut it off here. If you're interested, then keep going. Right now, we basically have no duel videos. We have a couple of deck profiles and this archetype discussion video. That's not because of a lack of interest in our own channel. That's because we don't have anything that can record duels at the moment. Either they're free and they only record for about 30 seconds, which will get incredibly annoying, or they cost, in which case I don't have the money to pay for it quite yet. I have a life that I have to focus on, unfortunately. So as soon as I can pay for this program so that I can record my own duels, then this channel is going to get a lot more activity. I promise you guys. Anyway, that was all I wanted to let you guys know about. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Keep dueling and have fun.